So if your YouTube channel has been monetized, then congratulations. And also, guess what? You own a business. Yes, this is not just fun money. This is actually a business income. And it's now considered something that you need to pay taxes on. And this is something that a lot of creators don't think about. I do get this question a lot. Do you need to pay taxes on that income that you get from YouTube? And the answer is definitely yes. So today I'm going to show you how I report my online business income in Canada and some of the deductions that you can claim if you work from home like I do. So grab a coffee and let's dive in. Hi, my name is Lisa. I am a proud Canadian. I'm a retired teacher and counselor. And I have been working online in various forms for the past 5 years. I recently got monetized on YouTube and I'm loving it. And so that's where I put, 90% of my focus now. I also need to be clear that I am not a tax accountant. I have been doing taxes of my own for my online business for the last 5 years. So what I'm going to do today is show you what I do, as well as give you a few little tips and tricks to help you along the way. And the other thing I need to make clear is I'm going to be coming at this from the lens of a Canadian taxpayer. So some things will definitely be different depending on where you live, but the concepts behind the deductions is still the same. And please forgive my voice. I'm coming off a couple of weeks of being sick and I just can't seem to shake this gravelly voice. So I hope you can understand me clearly. So I think it's really important to start off with when you start earning money online, it's called self-employment income, and you are expected to pay taxes on it. Now, YouTube does not take the taxes off when they pay you your earnings. You are expected to report those earnings to the CRA, the Canada Revenue Agency, on your own at tax time. So if you're made a fair amount, then you got to put aside a certain amount of money for those taxes because you will get a tax bill. But here's the wonderful part is that because you now own this online business and you're running it out of your home, you can use deductions from your home in order to cut down on the amount of income that you're going to get taxed on. So for example, if you made $5,000 in the year from YouTube, but you had $1,500 in expenses for that year, then Canada Revenue will only look at $3,500 as being your taxable income. So the idea is to really keep tabs on what your deductions are in order to bring down that taxable income as much as possible. It is really important that you keep track of all of the income that you make because of your business channel. If you have a YouTube channel that's monetized or you're making money on it in any way, shape, or form, and that could be affiliate outcome, it could be digital product sales, it could be sponsorships, you need to keep track of all of that and report all of it because every dollar that comes in related to your channel counts as income. So what I would strongly encourage you to do is create like a spreadsheet where you're keeping track of all of that different types of income. You can even download your AdSense payment history at the end of the year as well. Over the last few years, I have started using this particular tax software called Intuit TurboTax, and I really like it because it basically is just a plug and play kind of system. Because I'm not a tax accountant, I need all the help I can get. I really like it because really it just asks me these questions about how I make my money. And then it provides me the different forms that I need to fill out, which makes filing my taxes very easy. But something else that makes taxes a whole lot easier is staying organized before tax season even shows up. For example, I have a separate bank account that I use mostly just for the business. So it is the one that is attached to my PayPal, my Stripe account. It's the one that receives my payments from YouTube. And it just makes life a whole lot easier because you're streamlining everything into that one account. Have an Excel spreadsheet ready to go where you are tracking all your monthly expenses, such as your rent or your mortgage, your utilities, your internet, your cell phone, your tenant insurance. Because not only should we be doing this anyway, but it just makes life a whole lot easier when we are trying to keep tabs on our expenses when we have our own business. The next thing you can do in order to get ready for taxes is pull all of your bank statements, and those can also include your credit cards, and start to highlight every single business expense that you have. So anything that you bought for your business. Now that can be a subscription like to Canva, or you bought paper at Staples, or you bought yourself a new laptop, anything to do with running your online business. And you're going to put all of those expenses into specific categories. And I'll tell you what those categories are next. Your next step is to figure out what percentage of your home do you dedicate to running your business. So it's usually going to be like your office, if you have one, or the area of your kitchen or your living room that you tend to use in order to create your videos or run your online business. So for example, my office here is 117 square feet. My condo in total is 1,052 square feet. So the percentage is 11% of my living space is what I use in order to create these videos. That becomes really important. Another suggestion is either to use an accountant, like many of my friends, they decide they want to go through accountants, especially when you start making some serious money. I would highly recommend you go through an accountant, or at least a tax program, because they can find deductions and you also know that it's going to be done correctly. And when you are earning money online, you are also going to have to fill out this form called a T2125 Statement of Business Activities. And what I like is that this is already embedded into the tax program that I use. It just makes the process of filing taxes a whole lot more streamlined and easy for me. So this is where it starts getting fun. So why did I say you need to figure out what percentage of your home you use in order to build your business? The reason is because you get to deduct that percentage of expenses that you have as deductions from your taxable income. So for example, if your office is 10% of your home, you get to deduct 10% of eligible home costs. What are those eligible home costs? Well, if you work from home, you can deduct a portion of your mortgage interest, not your mortgage, but the interest, or your rent, your property taxes, your home insurance, your utilities, your heat, your electricity, your water, your internet, and your phone. Repairs or maintenance, if those repairs or maintenance are related to the office area that you needed in order to build your business. And this is why having that spreadsheet ready to go and you're filling it out month by month makes this process so much easier, because after you add all of those up, the tax program will automatically take that 10% as a deduction from my taxable income. Something else that you can use as deductions are the equipment that you use in order to create your online business. Your laptop or your desktop, if that's what you have, the camera that you have, your microphone, the lighting that you use, or an iPad or printer or external hard drives, or your tripods. So all the equipment that you use in order to create, record, upload, and produce your videos, all of that can be used as tax deductions. And in fact, see this? I bought myself a new office chair this year, and this is actually considered a deduction as well. In Canada, these bigger purchases were always put under something called CCA, or capital cost allowance. And so they wouldn't fully deduct all of the cost in 1 year, but they've recently changed that, making it so that you can actually claim the whole cost of this product in 1 year, especially if it's under $500, and my chair was like 400 and some. So yeah, I can deduct the entire cost of my chair this year, which is very cool. Another really important area is the software and subscriptions that you have in order to build and grow your business. Any cost that we have for the business is considered a deductible. We often use Canva to create our thumbnails. So things like our editing software, like CapCut and Descript, are the two that I use. Before I started this YouTube channel, I was working on another one based on creating cartoons For my dog, I was using a program called OpenArt AI and Suno in order to create little children's cartoons. And then I also created a book using the program called BookBolt. So I can use that subscription as well as a tax deduction. If you have an email marketing campaign with System.io or any other email platform, that cost is a deduction. If you have a paid version of Zoom, then that is a tax deduction. If you got yourself a domain such as solosecondact.com, then that would be a tax deduction as well. And here's a really cool area. If you are taking any sort of courses or programs or reading books or taking AI training or workshops or business coaching in order to get better at your craft and make more money in your online business, then that is considered tax deductible as well. And of course, in any business, any type of office supplies are going to be considered tax deductible because we work online. There's not going to be so much of that. And here's an area a lot of creators don't think about is the merchant fees and payment processing. So when we have, let's say, a digital product that we are selling and it goes through the processor of PayPal or Stripe, we often get charged fees for those transactions. Those fees are tax deductible, as are the banking fees that we use on our business bank account, and also the currency conversion fees that often happen in the PayPal or Stripe accounts as well. So don't forget these because they really do add up. A huge one for me from before, but not so much anymore, is advertising and marketing. I used to be in an online business that we really focused a lot on ad costs, and that was the biggest deductible for me for sure. I don't run paid ads anymore, thank goodness. But if you do run paid ads, then those are tax deductible for sure. If you hire out somebody to make your thumbnails for your YouTube videos, or let's say the front cover of your books that you're selling on Amazon, anytime you hire somebody to do a job for you, that cost is a tax deduction. And speaking of creating books, I did create a child's book based on my dog, Zoe, and any of the fees involved in creating that book are considered tax deductions. So what happens is Amazon charges me for the printing and the shipping and the packaging and the ISBN fees, but I get to use all of those as a tax deduction. Now here's a really busy slide, but it doesn't apply to most of us. Because we are working from home, we don't tend to use our vehicle for our business. So I don't use any vehicle expenses as tax deductions because I don't use my vehicle for my business. But one of the lovely things about working online is sometimes we get into these workshops where there are conferences or conventions included. And when we go to these events for the purpose of the business and to grow our network and to learn, we can use these travel expenses as a tax deduction. You have to be very clear and very honest with your numbers, but it is possible to use those. I have been able to use travel expenses in the past, but now that I've switched focus and I am mostly all about YouTube now, then I work from home and I haven't had any opportunity to travel due to YouTube. While you're traveling or going to a local convention where you're learning with other people about how to make your business better, then your meals, your entertainment is also tax deductible. But it doesn't apply if you're just in the local coffee shop, having a latte, working on your YouTube script. And there you go. This is exactly what I do. And these are the numbers that I look for in terms of my income and my deductions for my small online business. I hope this video has helped you. I hope it's given you some ideas about how you can get yourself organized, how you can actually keep tabs of the deductions, and giving you some ideas of what those deductions actually are. So many of us don't even realize what we are entitled to in order to deduct from our taxable income. And they end up paying more taxes than they needed to. Because I understand that when you start earning money with your YouTube channel, it becomes really exciting. But it also means that you're running a real business. So if you stay organized, keep track of your income, keep track of those expenses, then tax season becomes much less stressful. If this has been helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and even consider subscribing because it really does help small channels like mine. And in the meantime, good luck with those taxes. Have a wonderful day.